Coach, I thought the best thing about the game for the Kraken tonight was the third period when, after giving up 15 shots in the middle period, you didn't allow Chicago even one for more than 8 minutes to start the period. Where does that rank on the list of things you liked about the game?
It ranks pretty high. You know, the second period was a little bit of a challenge because, you know, we took some penalties, so we were killing. So, you know, they had some shot attempts and some shots on goal in those situations. So you can't be overly, you know, you got to keep everything into a little bit of perspective. But certainly, I agree with you. You know, we played solid in the third period and outshot them in the third period when, you know, we were going into the period up. And when they scored a goal, we didn't sit back. And, you know, obviously, Everly had another huge goal for us to give us some, I guess, what you'd call breathing room. And, you know, we were able to finish it off in regulation.
And if the Alexiak goal isn't the world's best advertisement for sometimes just put shots on the net because who knows what's going to happen, I don't know what is.
Well, that's what we talked about. We've been talking about that. We will continue to talk about that. You know, if you put a puck to the net, it always has an opportunity to go in.
Our handhelds aren't working, so raise your hand if you have a question and project.
Yeah.
Lane, you've seen Jordan play for a long time. It's just his creativity, his ability to make a pass like that to set up Maddie's goal and doing it coming off the injury he had last year. What does it mean to you, and still the fact he can still do things like that at this point in his career?
Yeah, a great captain. You know, having missed the amount of time he missed last year, it's a testament to him and his character. You know, getting himself ready for this year and having the start that he's had. And, you know, he has the ability to make plays. He's got great hands. He's got terrific vision. He's got a good hockey mind. So it's not only offensively. You watch him in the defensive zone and his positioning, and you know, he plays a 200-foot game.
As solid as Joey's been for you guys this year, how impressive with the performance you got from him in that tonight?
Yeah, he played well, and he made saves when we needed him to. Again, that team over there, they've got some offensive talent, as you can see. You know, we were a little loose on a couple of occasions. Certainly in the first period, we gave up a couple of you know, good opportunities in the slot, which we haven't really done, and you know, was uncharacteristic of us a little bit. But certainly, you know, he made some good saves tonight. Played well.
Please.
Yep.
Seemed like there was a kind of last minute change to put Catton in tonight, maybe over Ben Myers. Was there anything that fed into that decision, or was it just how the day played out?
Well, we think you know, it a little bit of how the day played out, but you know, at the end of the day, Catton has played well, and you know, with Yanni sitting out last game, we wanted to get him back in as well, and so it's just a bit of a juggle and a numbers game. And Catton got an opportunity early to play center, and then we moved him around a little bit, put him on the wing a couple of times.
I mean, it looked like Capo maybe had a little bit more with legs underneath him tonight. Kind of looked more like himself in this one. What'd you kind of make of his game bouncing back from the first one out?
Yeah, I thought he was good again, and I agree with you. I thought his, you know, he looked a little sharper, I guess. Again, we said it after the last game. He hasn't played a game for a long time. Of course, he played you know, an exhibition or whatever when he got hurt, but not a real game of any significance. So I think you know, I'm looking forward to seeing him just continue to get better and better.
Lane, what you mentioned, you know, moving Catton to the wing in the middle of the game with the, you know, shuffling the lines in the third period. What were you hoping for those changes to kind of produce, and you know, did that get the result in the third?
Well, we shuffled the lines in the third period a little bit to solidify our game from a defensive standpoint when we were leading the hockey game. So that was you know, that was one of the main reasons for shuffling the lines and you know, playing certain players in certain positions in the third period.
Hey, Coach. A couple weeks into the season, you guys, it looks like the guys have bought into your defensive mindset. How far is this team from where you envisioned they could be months later into the season?
Well, we're doing a good job, and you're right, they have, and it's a credit to them. You know, nothing happens if they don't buy in and if they don't take ownership. And you know, for me tonight, it was a team victory. You know, we didn't have any passengers. Everybody contributed to the win, and that's what we need. We need to be a solid team that has everybody going every night, and our guys have bought into that. And you know, in my opinion, we make it a little bit difficult for teams to play against us. And so, you know, we're still working to, you know, grow offensively. And, you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, continuing that progression as well.
Curtis Fish, is that you?
Lane, it's just 12 games into the season, but you're 6-2-4 off to a pretty good start here. What do you kind of make collectively of the start to the season that you're on and the kind of way you guys have played as a whole?
Yeah, well, just like I just said, I think we've played a pretty solid team game. We've tried to create an environment for our goaltenders to have success. And again, it doesn't happen without the buy-in. You know, the leadership of our leadership group pulling the young players in that direction. You know, it's 12 games into the season. You know, there's a lot of season left here. You know, so we have to just continue getting better and better, and there's always areas that we need to improve on.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.